Hey guys, it's Brent, and welcome back to another episode of Mind Power Secrets. Today, I've got a great episode in store for you because it's all about why you're not happy. So many people just aren't happy. They're out there looking for it, searching for it. I'm going to tell you today how to find it, how to fix it. We have about 60,000 thoughts each and every day. Try to wrap your mind around that staggeringly large number. Now, I want you to imagine how many of those thoughts do you think are negative thoughts? Out of the 60,000, what's the percentage? You should be scared to death when I tell you that it's 90%. 90%. Okay? Now, also, it's important to remember there are two kinds of thoughts that we have. There are the thoughts that we purposely generate, like when we're going into our past to try to remember something we need in the present. But much, much more importantly, are those thoughts that just pop up out of nowhere. They're not something we were searching for. They just pop up. You know, you're riding your bicycle, you're exercising, and all of a sudden you think about the girl that turned down your date invitation when you were 13 years old, something you haven't thought about in years. That bubbles up to the surface. Those are the majority of the thoughts you have every day. They're not thoughts that you're purposely thinking. They're thoughts that are just arising inside of your head. So imagine how hard and what a monumental task it is going to be to try to get in there and try to change all those thoughts and try to start thinking positively. 60,000 thoughts a day. Your entire existence is going to be made up with trying to oversee what you're thinking. It gets messy because what starts to happen is all those thoughts that you've thrown around up there like a hoarder, you're just storing all that stuff over time with repetition and from other people and from the world around you. Those thoughts, those harmless thoughts, become beliefs. And now they're dangerous because they're galvanized inside you. Those beliefs are impossible to change with positive thinking. Those beliefs are impossible to make any kind of lasting change with until you can get into the subconscious and fix them. And that's what I teach people to do. So imagine this. And this is me for sure, right? Somebody who goes on a diet and they're going to change everything. They throw all the bad food away. They buy all the good stuff. They plot everything out. They plan for the diet, right? They run it for a day or two. And then at 11 p.m., for some reason, they hit the ice cream and they have a scoop or two scoops. And that's not horrible. But what happens to most of us? Most of us, we just keep going because the guilt and the shame that attaches to it. And it becomes, well, I've fallen off the wagon. I might as well just go all out. That's what we do, all or nothing. Every major thing in my life in the past, I had come up against that. Black or white thinking, all or nothing thinking. If I don't do it perfectly, it's not worth doing it at all. And that's just another way to procrastinate your way out of things and make yourself miserable. Your brain tells you, well, you've already cheated. You're done. So why bother? And you just go off of it. And you don't catch yourself for a day, a week, a month, sometimes more. And you've been mindlessly eating or mindlessly doing the things that you know you shouldn't do. And then all of a sudden you catch yourself and you're back, right? You're in the zone again. You're back. Well, it shouldn't take you days and weeks and months to figure that out. The smaller that window gets, okay, that is when you know you're making progress between when something like that happens and you're pulled into it and you realize it. I mean, when that window gets shorter and shorter and shorter, you are in such great shape, right? That all or nothing thinking is such a bad thing. It's either going to be a success or it's going to be a bomb, you know? If you see yourself falling in this trap, and we all do so many times, you can be a perfectionist. I told you I've had that problem where you just go, oh, if it can't be absolutely the way I want it, I'm not going to do it. That's just another way of procrastinating about things. You know, if I can't do it perfectly and it's only going to be good, well, I'll just have to wait till I can give it more time. Right? It's that black or white thinking. You know what that does? It robs you. It's a thief. It comes into your life and it robs you of the process of learning, because that's how you get good. People that get up, you don't expect to sit down at a piano the first time and play Beethoven. You can't be embarrassed for learning. And that's what that steals from you. That all or nothing thinking, it robs from you the process of getting good. Because a lot of the times it isn't the quality, it's the quantity, the repetition over and over and over again that create the quality. So you don't let great become the enemy of good, because you got to allow yourself to fail. You've got to find that balance, because that is ultimately the way that you're going to realize how things work for you, how things ultimately figure it out in your life. I used to have the problem sitting in front of the camera. A lot of people are, they're filming content, they're filming their lives, they're letting people see behind the curtain of what's going on. But so many people are terrified sitting there looking into the lens. You automatically feel like there's all these eyes on you. And that also creates another problem and keeps you from being happy. And that is the problem of trying to predict what other people are thinking. In other words, I'm worried all about, what the people watching are going to think, what their opinions are going to be. And I'm thinking of all, the negative comments they're going to make. And so it puts you in this horrible scenario where you're pitted against yourself, but it's like the camera is your enemy. Overgeneralizations are also a problem. Okay. That is when we take a pattern of negative things we based on one interaction, a single interaction, right? A lot of times, especially in politics, it's always one thing or another. You cannot see the other person's side. You're a staunch Democrat, you're a staunch Republican. You don't see the other side. What you do is project the negativity of any kind of singular interaction. Maybe you had a fight once with a Republican over issues, and now all Republicans are bad. You've got that bias in your mind. So when you see the other side, you don't see someone who differs opinion. You see an enemy. You automatically see someone that you're pitted against. It's such bullshit. It's what we do in this world. We create this scenario where it's us against them. It's just not true. When I was a kid, I used to think I hated math. I thought I was horrible at math because I had one bad experience when I was 6 years old. But that happened to me, and then it started to become a thought that became a belief that became, I'm not good at math. And it wasn't until years later I realized I loved math and that I was good at it. But that thought was so strong and so overriding and so powerful, it controlled me for years and years and years. And some people, these thoughts control them for their entire lifetime. There's this thing called emotional reasoning. That's letting your emotions guide your interpretation of reality. I feel embarrassed, therefore I'm an idiot. I feel down today, therefore I'm depressed and I'm never going to be happy again. But the problem is that emotions change. Emotions flip on and off. And that happens almost just by whim, any given day. Dozens and dozens of emotions going on throughout your body. If you believe every single emotion that you have, every single feeling that you have is the end all be all, man, you are in for a choppy life. What's the solution? How do you tell what emotions are true and what emotions are false? And should you ignore certain emotions and not the other? Well, that's a tough question. In my personal opinion, things are very different. Emotions are different than gut instincts. Times when you feel sketched out and you're right about it. Listen to those times. Those times when you feel like the relationship isn't quite right. The most important question is, how long has that feeling been there? Has it been this way for a week, a month, a year, your entire life? You got to quit letting your emotions guide your decision making. It's probably not going to get you far in life. It's probably got to you to the point where you are now. So in life, if you are ready for the transformation, if you feel like you're watching from the sidelines, if you feel like your dreams are getting farther and farther and farther away, if you are ready to shift into the new you, the 2.0 version of you, well, I have a program that helps. It helps you do that. It guides you. Hey, I take you hand by hand, step by step, move by move through the entire process. Now, this is not for everybody. I invite you to take a look and apply now. Now, remember, it's only for those serious about going deeper, about personal development. In 30 years, I've never had a failure. I'm not going to start with you. So I want you to take a look. It's brentwebbtraining.com. It's brentwebbtraining.com. You can apply, you can have a conversation with one of my team, and we can see if it's a good fit. But I promise you, what I have created, what I have learned, what I have taught others for the past 30 years works. It's guaranteed to work. Matter of fact, the guarantee is there as well. So go to brentwebbtraining.com. Now, don't forget to join our Facebook community, like-minded people banded together. And do me a favor, like, share, comment, and get more people to join. This is a free community, and we are giving knowledge every single day about how to reprogram your subconscious, take control of your life. What is better than that? Anybody you know that could use that extra push, send them our way. It's facebook.com/groups/students of self-empowerment. That's all I got for you today. Thanks for being here with me. Don't worry, be happy and feel good, because that is what it's all about. Take some time for yourself, enjoy your life, show love to the people around you, the animals around you, the planet itself, and just know you're here for a short time. And while you are here, make it a great trip. I'll see you soon.